Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel. Welcome to a brand new series. See the sign coming up here. We are in central Montana, specifically entering the city of Moccasin. We should probably slow down here. Don't need to get ourselves a speeding ticket. And we are going to go over to the bank, bring up the HUD here. You can see we are short on change. However, we do own right around, let's check here, 67 acres, of which 48 are farmable. So we are off to a decent start here so far. I'll just pull over here onto the side. There we go. I think people should be able to squeeze through that. It's not my fault he's parked where he shouldn't be. I don't really have a choice. All right, let's go down to the bank. We'll sign the last of the papers here. And there we go. So $150,000 into the bank now. We have a loan and we have a bunch of property. Now, the property that we bought is an estate sale. Unfortunately, the farmer who owned it passed and his kids didn't want to take it over. So they sold everything. But that's everything with an asterisk. Don't worry about that stop sign. I was technically already stopped. So we're going to head down there. We're going to see what exactly we have, what's left, what it needs. God, there's a lot of green iron. That is so tempting. But I got to be good. Oh, I should probably fill up too. We'll grab some fuel, and then we'll make it down to the farm. We made it. This is the new farmhouse. So it's got a nice little covered area here. There's a little carport. The house has been renovated inside, so that's nice. Nice little backyard. Definitely tell there hasn't been kids in that sandbox for a while. And yeah, this is the yard. So the yard is sitting on about 8 acres, of which we've got 4 acres of grass. If we bring up the HUD here. There we go. Got to hit the right button. We got 3 3/4 acres worth of grass here. So that'll give us a good start. We got covered bale storage over there. We've got a nice little covered bridge. We've got a fuel tank. And we have a nice big proper shop, apparently with security. So I'm also told during the farm sale that they could not get into one of the buildings during the sale. So they couldn't sell the equipment in there. So we got a couple extra little freebies for us. Looks like we got a workbench over here. We've got looks like a place to store the in-laws while they're here. And some equipment up top. Nice big shop. I like it. We'll head around. We've got a grain dryer. We've got plenty of grain storage. Look at all these grain bins. They're all empty, so they did empty that. I'm going to turn off my running multiplier here. Nice little covered area, a little extra silo. Probably won't ever use that. Got a fermenting silo. Nice touch. And just checking, it does have the blower. And it does have a little generator. Nice. So I don't even have to have a tractor for that. Okay. You got another shed here. Let's see, how do we get in? Anything in here? Nope. Lots of workbenches, lots of storage. That's good. And let's go check these other ones here. Oh, this one's not attached. I thought that was a little short. This must be the one they couldn't get into. Now, they did hire a locksmith. He did come in and get in. There it is. It is open. So this is what we're left with. lots of grain carts. We got an auger, we got 3 gravities. Got an old case 1070. Boy, that thing looks like it's rough. $168 hours on it. In Farm Sim, that's a lot. In reality, that's like a week in the spring. She fires up. Not in great shape. Gonna definitely need some work. But that's a good start. Got a nice mower. What is it? That's a spreader. And we got some drag harrows. Not bad. Not bad. That's a good little start. Still glad that I got the loan from the bank. What else do we have here? We have a couple of animal pens. This looks like sheep. I'm gonna guess sheep. Yep, timber sage sheep barn. So, probably put some sheep in there, maybe. If not, I might sell it. I have been considering selling the animal enclosures because I don't really have the interest in it. This is definitely cattle. There's no way this isn't cattle. This is cattle. Oh, and it's got a auto milker too. Very nice. Probably get a few bucks for this. So, that's the farm. Now if we pull up the PDA, you can see the Timber and Sage Ranch. We've got field 24. You guys can pause for the field info here. Yep. 24, 13, 21, and 23. So that comes to a combined total, including 139, which is the ranch itself. We have 67.27 acres. 48.25 is currently in field. I think. Yep. Yep, that's right. So that is our farm. Boy, I bet you if I sell these buildings, I can get some, probably pay off my loan pretty quick. Ooh, what's that down there? We'll check that out. We'll just cut through here. And because there's no animals in here, I don't feel bad about leaving the gates open. Pop this. Right into the creek. That's fantastic. Looks like more cattle. Yep, another cow barn. Yeah, definitely not going to have 1,000 head of cattle. Okay. I'm kind of tempted to keep the sheep, though. Sheep are kind of fun. Cattle are just... well... cattle are cattle. Alright. Well, that's a good start. Let's see what we can find to do. Well, it's been a few hours, and we have wandered over to the nearest town. And we're going to check out the auction. The auction isn't today, it is running tomorrow. But they're going to let everybody in and check out what they've got. So, we need a proper tractor would be good. 8400 would be really nice. M8 would do well. Yeah, looks like lots of options here. Got some tillage equipment. Got an old case seeder. They got a cultivator that looks like it's rolled down the hill into the into the seeder. So that's great planning, guys. Big auger cart. All right. So they got some decent equipment here. So this, of course, this is all used equipment, so it's going to go for cheap-ish, as long as nobody upbids everything to the moon. Thankfully, this isn't Richie Bros auction, so you're not paying new prices for beat-up old crap. But it's something. And then, of course, we have the dealership up in Moccasin. So, that's fun. Ice cream. Nice. So, we'll contemplate that. We'll be back tomorrow. In the meantime, I'm going to get settled in and we'll catch up with you guys later. All right, auction's over. We've put all our bids in. You can see most people have been and collected their equipment already. There's only a few pieces outstanding here. They either didn't meet the reserves or nobody wanted them, which is kind of sad. But time for us to pay our dues. All right, 108 gone. So that leaves us with about 50k. Now, I could have bought more. There's a few things that I passed on that we probably need later, like a sprayer and a harvester, but we need room for inputs. Because right now, I don't think we have any at the farm, because the farm's pretty picked over. But, happy to say, we do own an 8650, a 3650, so we do have a small tractor and a large tractor. We have this cultivator over here, which is a Lizard Neo combo, something like that. I'm not 100% sure about it. 6 meters, and it should do the trick just fine. We do also own this case sprayer. Oh boy. This case seeder. The Kuhn rake, and the little John Deere square baler. I could not afford one of these big round balers. There's a New Holland and a case. They both went for about 45. This guy here, the little John Deere baler, what did I pay for him? 7k. So I'll put up on the screen right now what everything went for. And now that we've taken that moment, let's start bringing some equipment home. So we've already had one piece of equipment that was on the list that you don't see here. We already had that trucked off. So that the previous owner lived just down the street, or just down the road from me, so he offered to haul that back for me. So that's already done. Yeah, I guess let's we'll get the keys for this stuff. Let's start hooking stuff up and get it brought home. So everything has been driven, everything has been shown to work. Yeah, brakes are good on this. Let me see what I can do about picking up a loader for this, because that would be very handy for baling. Boy, I hope this thing hooks up. I haven't seen the icon yet. There it is. Alright, so we'll get this hooked up. We'll put the 8650. We'll put that onto the seeder and we'll get that dragged home. I'll have to make 2 trips with the truck, one for the baler and one for the rake. But let's at least get this stuff staged and ready to go out of the auction's hands. Auction's hair, I should say. And yeah. You know what? I'm just going to drive this straight home. We'll see you guys when we've got it all hooked up and brought home. We are the last ones here. They are trying to shut the shop down here, so we told them we'll just shut the gate on our way out. See, everybody's gone. Everybody's picked up all of their equipment. Alright, it is a beautiful day out here today. This is the last day of April. We're only running 5-day months here, but I gotta say, that rain that we had last night, it cleared up just about the time that I was done everything, which is wonderfully convenient. But it sure greened everything up out here. It is beyond gorgeous out here. So, we need to consider getting something into the ground, hopefully today, seeing this last of April. Actually, you know what? Let's bring up the crop calendar. And I wanted barley and canola. Oh, barley and canola we can do just fine. All right, so we'll work on getting the seeder ready. We'll make sure that the tractor's up to snuff. It didn't give me any issues driving home last night. So we've left it hooked up to the seeder. We've got everything checked out there. We just need to make sure that everything is set properly. We're going to get the barley in first. And I think we're going to do barley in field 24, which is the larger field. And then I think 23 and 13, I think we're going to save those for the canola. Now, 23 is the one just behind everything here. Sorry, I beg your pardon, that's 13. And 23 is the one just over there beyond the bins. So I just kind of haphazardly threw everything here. So I'm going to get that all cleaned up, and I will see you guys when I've got everything sorted out, ready to go. And I think I hear a truck outside, which means it's here. So this is my neighbor Daryl. He lives just a couple farms down, and he had a 633 that will fit my little 3650. So we made a deal, paid him $9 grand, and I have a loader with a bucket and a grapple. So nice dude. And he's yeah, just all around solid guy. So anyway, we'll get this offloaded. I do still have the large tractor and the case seeder sitting over here. I'm just doing some work on them, and yeah, we'll get this sorted out. I have no idea how we're gonna get this off the back of the truck, but oh boy, we're gonna try. All right, that wasn't nearly as bad as I thought it would be, because this bay door here is massively strong. So what we did was we just chained the loader to the bars here, lifted it up, drove the truck out from underneath it, and then lowered it back down most of the way. And yeah, we just hooked it up to the tractor after that, and yeah, no, she works great. So I'm gonna finish doing this. We got lots of time left in the day, and then of course we technically have all month, but I'd like to get some seed in the ground, so I'm gonna make a few phone calls. One of the phone calls I'm gonna make is to a building relocation company. We'll see if we can't get maybe 1 or 2 of these barns sold. See if we can get anybody to buy them first off, and yeah, see what's up for that. Maybe kill off our loan in the very first episode. Hey, who knows? And yeah, while I've got them on speakerphone, I'm gonna go through this thing and make sure it's in tip-top shape and ready to go. Oh, I need to order seed. That's the other thing I needed to do. Glad you reminded me. Okay, so I've been on the phone for about an hour, and I haven't got anything done. But I mean, that's kind of just the way she goes, right? But anyway, I did talk to a company. They're going to come check out the back cow barn and the front cow barn. Can't find anybody interested in sheep right now, so we might actually end up hanging on to that, which I'm not terribly upset about. But they're going to come take a look at the cow barn way back there on the AIM marker, and this cow barn here. They're going to see what they can do about relocating and selling them. And yeah, kind of excited to see what they say. And I called the co-op. They are going to deliver seed and fertilizer here shortly, and I just pay when it arrives. All right, we are rolling, getting ready to hit the first field of the day. Luckily, everything here has been cultivated already, so we're gonna get a couple of headlands put in here, probably 3, maybe 4, but we're gonna start on the center of the field first. Make sure this thing unfolds again. There we go. All right, we're gonna rip all the way down to the far end of the field. We'll get going. And here we have the first seed going in the ground. We've been here for 3 days. We're already seeding. Pretty good start, I think. All right, so you can see the nice big stripes in the field here. We've been going every other pass because this thing will not turn within a tight enough area in order to hit every row on its own. So we've been skipping rows and we are just filling in between the rows now. We are that close to done. We're about a third of the way through this field already, and it has taken no time at all. So this combination we've got here, the John Deere with the case drill, it's the dream team. Pisses off both factions that we're using the other faction. But the other thing I gotta say is having GPS, even on an old tractor like this, is wow, what a game changer that is. It was just like that. We're on to the next row again. Back and forth and back and forth. And you can see we're doing a little bit of an overlap here because 9.1 meters doesn't match the field, doesn't match the width of the field perfectly. So we've got a couple sections shut down here. Should be good. But I'll meet you guys when we're done. And there it is. Our first field done. 23 acres. I only had to stop once and refill for fertilizer. We have just enough seed in the tank. Now it is time to switch over to canola. And that right there, ladies and gentlemen, I don't know if you can see the difference in texture, is why you do a check strip or check as soon as you start going. I had a plug, so the majority of that pass planted nothing. So it wasn't until I was just about ready to turn the corner here did it do anything at all. So canola off to a rocky start. But you know what? We're going. We'll get there. I got her fixed. I got her figured out. So the problem was the fan at the back here plugged up with straw. So it was no longer pushing anything. So yeah, that was wonderfully fantastic. So I was just dragging everything through the soil, burning diesel, and yeah, wasting time. Anyway, enough wasting time. We'll get back to her. And here we are, just cranking out the headlands. As soon as we're done here, we're gonna jump straight over onto the last field. Well, that is it. All of our crops are in, and if you take a look at the right corner, we cut her as close as we possibly could. I did have to go over a few spots twice, so we probably used more seed than we needed to, but I mean, we did it. We're here. We made it. that's as close as we could possibly have asked for. Yeah, so that's everything in. Shut her down, leave the tractor here, go in for some lunch, and when we come back, we're gonna mow all 8 acres of this. Wait, not 8 acres, 4 acres. We're gonna get the little 3650 going. Gonna get that case disc mine serviced up after lunch, and we're gonna make some hay. Well, that was good, and got some good news while I was having lunch. Picked up the phone. Somebody wants to buy my trailer. So, everything in that little shed back there, all the stuff that they couldn't sell at the auction, I've decided to put it all up for sale. And also the trailer, because I'm not moving, so I don't need a trailer. So we're going to take this. Sorry about the noise. We're going to take that trailer up to the town. We're going to sell it. And I'm going to go buy a bale trailer. We're basically just doing a straight trade. It's going to cost me $2,000 to do this, but it'll be worth it. Because with that bale trailer, we can then go make bales and sell them. And I can sell them today. All right, so we have the new trailer, and I got it for cheaper than I thought. I thought it was going to be 22. It turned out to be 20. So we got 20 for the old trailer, we got 20 for this, and all right. So I've spent about an hour greasing this thing, making sure that everything is good. It looks like this thing is brand new, so got away with that one. Gotta actually start the deer. There we go. Seems to work fine. Let's see, what do we have here? Well, that's all tractor controls there for the mouse. So there's nothing we actually get to do with the mower other than steer it, which is fine. We are going to mow everything we can out here. And we're not going to get very much at the edges here, but we'll try. I think I'm just going to cut this corner here. There we go, and then we'll call this good for here. I am going to bring this out just a hair. There we go. I don't want to get too close to the power lines, but I do still want to grab a little bit from the sides here. All right, that took almost no time at all. So very, very impressed with this. For being such a narrow cut, I'm surprised I got it done so quick, but I guess that's what a little bit of speed can do. There we go, pick it up, stop dragging it. All right, let's grab the rake, get this all pulled into piles. Because we have a little bit of rain in the forecast. I want to make sure that this is all done and baled. And maybe I can get the bales out and sold in time today. That's a pretty big maybe, but you know what? We'll try, right? As I said earlier, everything, let's hop out. Everything in this shed is technically for sale, even the mower. I do have my eyes on something else, and if this goes, I'll get the something else. But until then, everything here is up for grabs. There we go. Start on the sketchiest part, because everybody knows grabbing a power pole with one of these things can be entertaining. So we got all of that done. Everything is nicely windrowed. There's only a couple patches where I just missed a little bit, and that's fine. But when I hooked up the baler, I realized there is something important missing. So I got this thing at the auction. You guys know this, you were there. But it's not used. This thing is brand spanking new. Got 6 hours on it. And there's no bale twine in it. I never noticed that when I picked it up, but she's empty. So I gotta shut down shop. I gotta head back to town. Sorry about the noise. I gotta run back to town, and I gotta buy some bale twine. And we got rain in the forecast. Now, there's nothing in the sky that looks like it's gonna come down yet, but I mean, if I keep hitting delays, it might wreck this crop. So we're gonna hustle, and we're gonna get back quickly. Oh, they got some shiny stuff in here. Okay, and pick it up out back, she says. Okay. There it is. All right. Ooh, cut that pretty close. There. Start loading this thing back up with some twine. Should be good. Yep. Looks good to me. All right. Just gonna leave the truck there. Yep. Thing looks good here. All right. Let's go make some bales. And we're going to start way down on the west end here. Because that's kind of where the swaths sort of start. I just kind of want to test this thing out on this little patch here. Yeah, it's looking like she's going. Nice. All right, well, I'm gonna make some bales, and we'll catch up with you guys in a few minutes. All right, just sniffing up the last line of straw here, or I guess not straw, but grass. Everything is running strong. Just about finished our 20th bale. There it is. All right. Shut that off. We'll kick all the bales out. This guy here just needs a little extra hand out. There we go. All right, fold the baler up. Man, I'm impressed with everything so far today. 21 bales. I'm going to, there we go, reset the bale count so that I don't forget to do it again. 21 bales off of that field. That's a little more than 4 acres is what we cut there. And I'm pretty sure the stuff on the side here, you can see the difference in texture. Pretty sure that didn't count for anything, really. Might have got an extra bale out of that, which, I mean, extra bale is extra bale, so that's always good. But one thing that I did notice, this tractor seems to struggle with the baler. It didn't struggle with anything else we did today, just the baler. Now, that could be because the baler is rated for 115 horse and this tractor is putting out 116. But there is also a chip tune option for this, or I can upgrade the engine on it. So I might do that. But first, I need to go pick up all these bales. And in typical Whiskey Sierra fashion, we do have an auto load trailer because I can't be fucking bothered. Thing only works if you actually hook it up. There we go. All right. Now, how do you use this? Let me just hit B. There it is. I also don't know how many bales this thing can hold. So we're all going to learn together. There we go. We got everything in one load. So looking at the list here, looks like Montana Hay Company is going to be the cheapest. Followed very closely by the animal dealer and the farmer's market. However, money talks. That's an extra $2 a bale. Sorry, $2 per 1,000 liters of bale, because that's a unit of measurement that always makes sense. But money talks. So we are going to tag this place. We're going to go to the map and find out where I need to go. Way down here. All right. $18,000 in bales. That's not so bad. Could have got more if we silaged them, but don't have a silager and don't have time for that. But everything considered, that went well. Now, I did also pass a McDonald's here on the way in, so I'm going to stop there for a few minutes before I head home, get myself a McFlurry, and we'll catch up with you guys in a few more minutes. Well, that might have turned into a little bit more profitable of a McFlurry stop than I had imagined. Got a call from the guy who moves the buildings. He is on his way down. So we're going to have to race him. And by race, I mean I am in a tractor and he is in a pickup truck. I think I know how this is going to go. So we'll probably meet him there. And hopefully he's got some good news for us. All right, and Chris is here. He is going to finish taking a look around here. He's been walking around for a bit. He's got some bad news for me, though. I don't like the sounds of it. So far, what he's thinking, he's just down in that far barn there. What he's thinking is we can sell the sheep shed, both cow barns, and we'd make a tidy profit. If not for the utilities and the labor required, because everything has a cement foundation, and especially the cow barns, they have a lot of piping and a lot of, I'll just call it infrastructure for lack of a better word, underground. So the cost to remove that grossly exceeds the cost to, or the profit for recycling it. So it says I can get rid of it all, but it's going to end up costing me more than I recoup. So that's kind of a bummer. So he says best to just let it sit, and if I really need to, I can just pull all the fencing up and take the land back for that, but which I might do. But yeah, I was really hoping to just open this whole area up, because like I'm never going to use any of this area here, but oh well. I might just rent out the barns. We'll see if any of the neighbors want to go ahead with that, but yeah, like I say, kind of bummed out by that, but it is what it is. I'll work with what I got. Well, Chris is gone, and the news is exactly the way that we thought it was going to go after our first initial chat with him. So he's expecting probably on the order of 350 to 400,000 in recycling, I guess you call it gains, recycling sales. But we're expecting probably $450,000 to $500,000 in cleanup and hauling, and yeah, he hit me with a whole bunch of numbers. Anyway, so it's going to cost about $50,000 more. He expects $50,000 to $150,000 more to get rid of the barns and yard them out than even selling all of the equipment inside and all the parts, panels, and everything together can net me at best. So that's all going to stay down there, which kind of a bummer, but you know what? It is what it is. In the meantime, I'm going to get everything put away because I definitely don't need my seeder anymore. I've got all my crops in. Gonna have to look into some kind of spraying system. Ooh, she don't like going down that hill. There we go. Gonna have to look at some kind of sprayer here soon, or some kind of a weeder. We're not expecting another... Oh shoot, that... I was gonna put the seeder in there, that's full. We're not expecting another auction for another 2 to 3 months, so that's outside of our spraying window, so we'll probably have to rent one next episode, or we'll have to... Well, I have to look into maybe leasing one. Or we'll hit Marketplace and see if there's a good used one kicking around. Always something floating around. Take this turn nice and wide so we don't hit that sign. Look at that, like a pro. Alright. And I can't put this in that far barn anyway because that's a covered... Oh, we're gonna have some growing pains here on this farm. Alright. Anyway, that's gonna do it for me for this episode. Thank you all so much for coming along. If you like this, make sure to subscribe, leave me a like, and tell me down in the comments what kind of stuff you want to see. Did you like it? Did you hate it? Give me the good, the bad, the ugly. Alright. We'll see you guys next time.